Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX with me, Devika Chopra. Top focus right now is Manipur. In the latest from the state, a peace panel has been set up by the government. The governor-led committee announced by the Centre to Restore Peace in Manipur which has been broiled in ethnic clashes, comprises 51 members, including those from the warring Meitei and Kuki communities. The governor-led committee announced by the Centre will also have representatives, of the Meitei and Kuki communities. However, some representatives of the Kuki groups are not happy as they have been, they say, appointed to the committee without their consent. They also feel that the centre should be a part of the committee instead of leaving everything to the state government and the chief minister. Meanwhile, the Manipur government extended the ban on internet services recently in the state till the 15th of June. An order issued by the Commissioner for Home, T. Ranjit Singh, said the suspension of mobile data services, including broadband, has been extended till 3 p.m. on the 15th of June, leaving the people of Manipur without internet services for almost a month now. Manipur government has also claimed that over 50,000 people who have been displaced by the ethnic violence are currently staying at 349 relief camps across the state. Taking a conversation forward about what is it that Manipur truly needs right now, I have with me Major General Sudhakarji. I also have with me Major Mohammad Ali Shah. We'll also be joined by two important voices, Professor Bhagat Oinam, and I also have with me Glady Waife Hunjan. Let me begin this conversation with Ms. Hunjan, if I can, who belongs to the Kuki community right now. Ms. Hunjan, I'd just like to understand from you, ma'am, where exactly are you and what are the immediate issues that you would like resolved?
Currently, I'm in New Delhi and I plan to go to my hometown, Churachandpur, but there is no way I could go there because I feel very unsafe landing into Imphal. And also I heard there is a helicopter service, which I confirm, but which is also not practical because I believe the airport is not equipped to handle passenger. If I go there, what if the helicopter service did not provide the facility that I want? If I have to stay at the airport, there is no hotel, there is no security as such to look after me. Everything is in a chaos. So I'm right now in New Delhi. And also, ma'am, the situation has not improved much in the past 24 hours. There are many incidents that is not nice to hear. We want everything to go normal. That's my plea to everyone. Every day we all are working hard, but peace is a far cry at the moment in my hometown.
Okay, Ms. Hunjan, are you in touch with your family back home?
Yes, ma'am. I just spoke with one of my immediate family, and I'm a Meitei tribe among the Kuki Zoo. I'm a Meitei, and the place where this 22-year-old boy was killed around 2:30 today, Loklai Pai, actually is my distant relative village. It's a Kuki Zoo land, which is very unfortunate. Why in the tribal area killings still continue? I have the picture of the boy, tears in my eyes. At 2:30 today, he has lost his life for no mistake of him. And also the border areas of Kangpokpi and Churachandpur continue firing in the Kuki Zoo land, which is really not nice, ma'am. And I also spoke with one of my relatives who says that their Paiteveng in Imphal Valley, the gully, the street name has changed to Kawa Kaitel Ningtem Kun or something like that. So if all these things is happening, ma'am, where will peace happen? Why are we not stopping all this? This is really not money. Say internet is shut down for over a month, almost a month. It's over a month now, ma'am. And electricity in southern part of Manipur, Churachandpur, is still not good. Only 1 or 2 hours in a certain areas and pitch dark. No school, no colleges open in Churachandpur. And ma'am, the food grain, food help, food is a need of the time, ma'am. They don't have food to eat, ma'am. The only supply they got was Food Corporation of Godang Churachandpur. The last grain was distributed, ma'am. There is no food, please. People are dying in a relief center. I just heard from my relative. I'm in touch with them over the phone. I'm crying in Delhi. I can't go there and help them. The situation is really bad, ma'am.
So you're saying that there's no access to food currently, even by your relatives?
Ma'am, yes, because they are saying that the government promised us some aid will come, but the central government is not doing anything. The only food they got, I am telling you can clarify, the Food Corporation of of India that is located in Tolnom village where I grew up. They got the food grain. Then that is also over. That is distributed through the DC, and that is the only hope, ma'am. They don't have food for the next meal. This is something very, very important, ma'am. I know all this area, ma'am, because I grew up. Lingsipai, where LM Academy, the relief center is the place where I was born. You name it, ma'am. When it comes to Churatanpur, I know in and out. I am from that soil, ma'am.
So you're saying in Churatanpur there is an urgent need for at least food grain, ration. And what about
food and medicine, ma'am? Food and medicine.
Food and medicine. Yes, and what about water? What about water?
Ma'am, water, we are blessed with natural resources. They can go to the river and drink. Not a problem. That part, ma'am, that is not so much needed. And also we can do, food. Somehow it is naturally beautiful. Unlike Delhi, we can fetch it from the forest. That is not a problem, ma'am. But food, rice, dal, and then and electricity, ma'am. All those. And then I also feel, ma'am, that without justice, how can we talk about peace? I love peace, ma'am. I'm a peace-loving person. I love how the government is handling us, looking into the matter. But without justice, how can peace prevail, ma'am? What about the dead body of the Kukizo that is rotting in Imphal? We have no access to Imphal. Is FIR being done? We don't know. Is post-mortem being done? We don't know. Is the body still lying? We don't know, ma'am. We have no information because we have no access to Imphal.
Why do you not have any access to Imphal? It is your state.
It said, ma'am, I can't cross Churachandpur border. I cannot cross it. You know, the I-card, the Aadhaar card, everything is marked. If this Kukizo, the home of Imphal was marked with red cross. So everything is marked now. Ma'am, if you don't believe me, send me with 3 media person and with 3 Indian army. Let me go to Imphal area. Then you can make a movie live on me.
Yes,
ma'am, we cannot access to Imphal, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to understand what would happen if you were to go to Imphal. Are you being stopped?
They will check. See, two of the Tangkhul Naga girl. They were in Imphal airport a few weeks ago, and they were asked, "Show us your identity." When they say we're not Kukizo, they dragged them from even the transportation driver was saying they were not Kukizo, and they were snatched out from the vehicle and brutally beaten. That can happen to anyone, ma'am. I am so afraid because every minute, ma'am, things are happening. And then, like I said, I grew up in that area, and nobody will give me the correct information more than my nana, my dada, my daddy, my auntie, and my all distant relatives are over there. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Sundan, I'll come back to you in just a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Professor Oinam, what are you understanding, sir, from your sources in Manipur? How exactly is your family doing? How exactly are your friends doing? What really is the situation where you are?
See, what has been just what we have heard right now, that is the state of affair. And it is not only the case with Churachandpur alone, but across the state. Even in the valley and as well as in the other area, Kangpokpi, state assistance is very minimal. That is an area where we are expecting a lot more to come up. But the displaced persons, totaling nearly 50,000 now, it is a very uphill task for any state government. It's not a matter of Manipur or any other state. So this is something that one has to look into. So far, I believe that the help largely comes from individuals and civil society groups. And this must be the case both in Churachandpur as well as in the Imphal Valley, as well as in the Kangpokpi area. Medical facilities is something that is very badly needed, particularly in the hill areas where I believe the facilities are still not up to the mark. So these are things that the state has to look into. Story of pain, suffering is in both sides. So I do not want to go on to that. and then also about the complaint of naming and not naming, naming a street, naming a village and not a village. So we can even talk about that at length, but then nothing much is going to come up. The priority for us now has to be peace. And we all agree that peace has to be with justice, that I agree. But if you are going to only look for justice at the moment, it takes time. There are fact-finding committees that have been formed. The Judicial Commission has been formed. So it will take its own time. What is immediately required is for the government to provide proper shelter, food, medicine, because now the monsoon is going to start.
Yes.
Rain has already started, and that's going to create a havoc. And I can tell you, diseases of different kinds are going to come up.
Okay.
In all these areas. But my submission to all the panelists is that in spite of our disagreements, anger, somewhere down the line we have to sit down. And sitting down, even if the person before you is someone you dislike, yet you have to live together, you have grievances to say, you have anger to express, and that we can do it only we sit down together. Because for me, I'm a Meitei, and when I heard this story, luckily I heard the story from both sides. My daughter's friend is a very close Kuki girl, and I was very disturbed in following the matter. There are many Meiteis who are suffering also. I came to know they are very close to me, some of them. So I could hear the story from both sides. So when you hear the story of the both sides, then you will come to know, you will try to detach yourself from your own, what you call ethnic inclinations. And there has to be a time you come out of that.
Yes.
Unless you come out of that, nothing is going to, you will always find a fault in the other, because mistakes has been committed by both. No community right now, neither the Meiteis nor the Kuki Chinjo group can claim that we have been only the victims, we have done no wrong.
Right.
Both have done it. So, and both have to accept it and hear each other out. Lease out your anger and also listen to others' anger. That is the way a dialogue must begin.
Okay, Ms. Ranjan, bringing you back into the conversation, as Professor Bhagat was talking about dialogue, there is an attempt to create a 51-member committee, but some of the Kuki representatives who've chosen to be on this panel have rejected it, saying that it wasn't with their consent. How exactly does the government solve this particular problem, ma'am? Who exactly would want to then represent the Kuki community as far as peace talks are concerned?
Yes, my concern is, see, when we watch the news, when normal news is going on, any incident happen, we switch to that emergency news, like the line below. So when they were about to agree with everything, then their villages are attacked again. Then on what mind will they come and talk for peace, ma'am? On what ground? When the Excellency Governor was there in our town, that very time this boy was shot down in our, Loklai Pai. I told you, it's not in Imphal, it is in Churachandpur. So if your son and daughter and auntie and uncle are going to keep on be killed like this, why can't the shooting stop? This was my appeal right from day one. Since Amit Shahji, our Home Minister, visit, this is my appeal. Why is Sukunu, the tribal land, attacked again? Why is Loklai Pai attacked again? Why at 2:30 the boy of 22 has to die today? When such things happen, how can the Kukizo sit and say, hey, let's talk about peace? Put the gun down. Don't shoot them in their area. If the shooting in Imphal, I will not say that. Why is a continued shooting? So I don't blame them for not sitting, for rejecting. There is a more urgency to address. Protect the children from shooting. What can we do? What can they do, ma'am? Yes, sir is right. Bhagat sir is very right that yes, pointing each other is not the problem. At the same time, there is no killing in Imphal right now. There's no killing in Moirang right now. There's no killing in other places right now. Why in Surachandpur, the southern part of Manipur, which is a Kuki Zou land? Why are they shooting? Who are they attacking? They among themselves will not attack. That means somebody has gone to their area and attacked. If this is not stopped, how can we sit together in dialogue? The emergency has to be stopped.
Okay, Ms. Sunjan,
Yes.
is there any information about who exactly is behind the attacks?
Ma'am, we cannot say because see, like earlier I said that for the tribal Kuki Zou community and the public, the low, the armed army, let's call it like that. For them, anyone who wear uniform are the army. We can't differentiate who are paramilitary. If we even call, the bank security as army. So if somebody come, you wearing anything, we don't know anything. The only thing I know is I can tell you the name. His name is Mwansang. Mwansang is 22. He's from Songtal village. That's a Kuki Zou village again, and Kilin Loklai Pai village. So this is a very immediate attention. I'm sure our leader cannot just sit and dialogue until this gunshot is over, because that is the situation, ma'am. How can we blame them, ma'am, saying that why they are not, they want a peace talk, they want dialogue, they want to sit together, they want to come together. But we should not forget, ma'am, all the Zou Kuki in Imphal are all out from Imphal. That's why we cannot access to Imphal. Go and see in Imphal, there is no Zou Kuki soul. So that is the thing, they must have worked out, they must have not agreed with the peace committee till the more urgent thing is look into it, ma'am.
Okay, and the more urgent thing being putting down, of course,
shooting each other, yes, ma'am.
The guns, stop the killing once and for all.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your appeal, Ms. Sunjan, to some of the Kuki leaders who have rejected being on this peace committee, saying that they did not consent to it?
I think just agree to what the Home Minister has appealed to both the group. Don't attack in their area at least. That will bring to some kind of relief that okay, we can now go ahead to the next step of peace talk. But this shooting has to stop, ma'am. Without this, I don't blame them. अगर नीचे से घर जल रहे हैं, बाप को बोलता है बैठ जाओ peace talk के लिए. How it is possible? He has to go and
absolutely.
get the,
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
2:30 today. That is like Governor जी भी है, फिर भी they are coming to our Loklai Pai and shooting, which is not accepted, ma'am. It's not acceptable.
Okay.
Don't blame them for working it out. They have the right to do. Please understand. Maybe the peace term which they quoted by the Meitei is different from the tribal peace talk. That also we have to see. And who are the core committee in this peace committee? That also we have to see. If they are invited and work out, why are they working out? There's a bigger issue to that. Washing the surface is not going to help, ma'am. Many homes are burned down in Imphal Valley. Peace talk, I mean, where will they live? There's no home. There's nothing to go back to. Peace talk on the services. We love it. I love it. Let's sit together. Bhagat ji has mentioned nicely, we have to put everything behind. But when we are about to do that, again, attack. When we are about to do that, killing. So we have to stop this gun in the Kuki Zou area. Stop the gun firing.
Okay, all right. Major General Sudhakar ji, how exactly do governments usually deal with situations like this? Because it does seem that there could be certain forces that are, of course, taking advantage of the situation, as Ms. Sunjan was pointing out, that as soon as there is an indication that there will be talks, or the centre makes an appeal, the state government makes an appeal, anybody else makes an appeal, there are clearly insurgents and forces, like I said, who want to keep either the Kuki or the Meitei community on the boil continuously. How does one deal with this sort of a situation, sir?
Devika, good evening. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Very difficult question you have asked. In fact, after having heard the lady and Professor Bhagat, there are no quick answers. Peace everyone wants. Peace is a very hard and very tough thing to get. There is a saying in the army, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. If peace is hard, we have to be prepared for very hard decisions. What is that hard decision? To me, my mind fleets through the management paradigm for groups to perform better. They have to come, they have to form, they have to storm, they have to normalize, then thereafter they perform. Maybe through past century or so, the storming stage has come out in a very ugly form. There are no quick answers. What comes to my mind, be it of penny's worth, take it the way you wish to. As a military man, there are hard things I'm going to share. They may or may not be palatable to either of the parties, but there are tough things that we need to take recourse to. Do forgive me if I am hurting any of the parties or stakeholders, but I think the time has come wherein to ensure peace, we have to ensure that there is no firing. Neither of the party fires at each other. So therefore, disarming the parties or the stakeholders and demobilizing them is of utmost importance. So how do you disarm them? You disarm them provided there is an effective administrative method and there is an effective combing operation going on. Who does the combing operation? It is the security apparatus. Who's there in the security apparatus? It is the Assam Rifle. It is the Manipur Rifle. The police is there. It is the CRPF, the BSF. Army, I believe, is in smaller content because the larger part of the army has moved out to the northern border. So under these circumstances, what is it that best we can do? Is the unified headquarter good enough? So what is it actually found as a fault line today? Maybe lack of communication, maybe lack of segregated, defined boundaries and camps, maybe that there is a trust deficit and multiple issues. So therefore, what should you do? That comes to my mind is, Devika, is that there is a requirement of isolating the area. As per the military strategy, when a thing like this takes place, we need to isolate. I am not saying Manipur as a state, but Manipur, within Manipur, wherever the violence is being reported, we need to isolate that area from all perspectives. One, the physical isolation. Second, the digital isolation. Third, the surveillance isolation. When I say what I mean, it is not classical interpretation of isolation. Surveillance has to be effective within that isolated area. So therefore, how do I achieve it? Does the security apparatus available with me, is it good enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. We need to upgrade ourselves. We need to think within. We need to take each other's warring parties into confidence. We need to form a nucleus team to make the domination and the combing operation effective so that out of 4,000 weapons or more than 4,000 weapons which have been looted, maximum, I think last count told to me is 999, close to 1,000 have been recovered till yesterday. We need to get each and every weapon which has been looted, recovered at the earliest, as also the border has to be sealed. These are very hard decisions. Kindly don't mind. Don't take it otherwise. This is for the first time the Myanmar and Manipur border is going to be sealed in the history of independent India.
Right.
So therefore, allow me to go, because you have a understanding between both the countries of, I think, if I remember correctly, 16 kilometers their side,
Yes.
16 kilometers our side. There is a freedom of movement. Nobody, no government law can actually stop it. The professor will bail me out, the lady will bail me out. So these are the very tough decisions as far as the combing operation is concerned. We need to disarm the people. Second step that comes to my mind, Devika, if you have time, is when I say isolate both the warring parties, maybe it is, this is what I think, they may have to be taken out from the respective areas of residence to secure safe and to camping sites.
Okay.
The camping sites have to be garrisoned. You have to have proper security. You have to give them a survival kit. You have to ensure that the supply chain is sustainable and basic for the livelihood is actually provided to them under government security.
Right.
Okay. Last but not the least is that this investigation which is going on, judicial probe, and the immediate thought that comes to my mind for the time being, I think we need to put it, suspend it for the time being, because these kind of events and activities, they give rise to
Yes,
a lot of speculations.
a lot of trust that is built gets lost when these sort of incidents happen. Absolutely, you're right.
You need to build up confidence between the parties. There are no
Yes.
quick solutions. Kindly bear me out, my brothers. I've been in Manipur myself. My own family friends, they're doctors, they're cookies. My own friends are Meiteis.
Okay.
So actually the heart bleeds for these people. We are with you. The whole nation is with you.
Absolutely.
The only thing I would like to plead and pray is that India has come a long way. 75 years is a long time. We have endured many such challenges together,
Yes.
collectively, putting our best
Yes.
foot forward. I think peace is not one man's job.
Okay.
Every one of us have to come, and let's not create any alarm. All the media channels have to play a very serious and
Yes, absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. I'm running out of time. Meera Shah, you've been listening patiently. I just have about a minute or so, but certain key factors were raised about how there is a lack of medicine and a lack of food. What do you think India can do, or perhaps civil society can do, to step in to sort of bridge the gap as far as food and medicine is concerned?
Okay, Devika, before I answer, I would like to say that, I heard my fellow panelists, and I wish everyone was as mature as Professor Bhagat Oinam and as my dear friend Gladys over here. And of course, General Sudhakarji, not being a Meitei or a Kuki, I mean, he gave a very, very correct, accurate, and a very, very balanced view. Now, when you ask about where food and medicines and all, see, firstly, the blockage of NH2, which the Home Minister had appealed upon coming there, which was opened up again. But once again, it was blocked. Right from Dimapur to Merzifema Khasmani to Kohima to Sakama to further on to Mao Gate and then to Gwalamukhi and then further on there to Senapati and then Imphal, Mantri Pokri, Tangnopal, Kakchin, Palen, entire belt. I mean, that is a lifeline. And when people block it, it's very unfair. Secondly, I would like to talk again about when the panel for the peace panel comes out. I am of the strong view, Devika. Firstly, the peace panel, with all due respect to the Chief Minister, I am not saying he is guilty. No, I mean, but there has been a deficit of trust. When the Kuki tribe had come out in protest for a present rule, which meant they do not trust the Chief Minister of Manipur, irrespective of whatever reasons. There was trust deficit there. So he should not have been as the head of the peace panel. I am speaking my mind completely. Secondly, there should be no politician in the peace panel. No politician from irrespective party. I saw some politician from CPI, some politician here, there. No, there should be people who people trust. They should be. There are a lot of former generals also commanding. Like General Sudhakarji commanded a brigade in Arunachal, commanded a division in Leh Ladakh. He knows the area back of his hand. Similarly, there are similar general officers who commanded the division in Manipur. They would know the area back of the hand. They are former chief secretaries of Manipur. They are former DGPs of Manipur. They are former ceasefire monitoring group who are based in Nagaland. They are former senior officers. They are former experienced hands. Thirdly, a person should know Manipur back of his hands, and he should not be from Manipur. He should be a neutral person. It should be headed by who? It should be headed by a former governor of Manipur, I would suggest. Or perhaps, we can even have somebody from the judiciary. A former Supreme Court judge can come and head that panel. So obviously, when you have a panel, when you have 25 Meitei names, 10 Kuki names, 10 Naga names, 11 Kuki names, 10 Naga names, and then the other names, what for? I mean, koi tuk nahi banta. It should be a total neutral, unbiased, non-political panel who people trust. And I am not saying this because I am from the army, but it's a fact. You can ask anywhere in the world, people trust the army more than anywhere else. So I would say my former commanding officer, Brigadier Gautam Ganguly, he knows Manipur back of his hands. He commanded my Assam Rifles Battalion in Manipur, in fact. He knows it back of his hands. You ask him about every Nara, every Pagdandi, every village, every town.
All right.
So Devika, I would leave it on that, saying that it is not because of any other reason, but the panel, the peace panel should be totally neutral, in fact, Devika.
Okay, all right. Very pertinent points there raised by all of our panelists. We've unfortunately run out of time, but we will continue to have important discussions vis-a-vis Manipur on a daily basis on NewsX. On that note, a very quick break.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.